Hello, how are you today? Sit for a moment and close your eyes and have a think about your day so far. Are you feeling cheerful, tired? Maybe it's close to lunchtime and you're feeling hungry. Is there anything about your day so far that you might want to change? For example, maybe you didn't brush your teeth quite as thoroughly as you should have this morning. Is there anything that you can do to put that right? Maybe have an extra special brush before you go to bed. Is there anything good in your day that is really good? For example, was your favourite episode of Teen Titans on before you went to school? Or maybe you finally learned to spell that troublesome word. Personally, I always get mixed up between there and there. What you just did was contemplation. It's a really big word, but it just means to think about something carefully. Christians are currently in a season of contemplation. It can also be called a season of penitence because we think about anything that might be stopping us from being good Christians. This season is called Lent. Lent starts on Shrove Tuesday, which is also called Pancake Day. Traditionally, because Lent is a time of fasting or giving things up, people would use up all the yummy things so that they wouldn't go off or stale, and also so that they wouldn't be tempted to break their fast too soon by eating all the yummy things in their cupboards. My favourite pancake topping is maple syrup and ice cream. What's your favourite pancake topping? The day after Shrove Tuesday is Ash Wednesday. Many Christians will go to a special church service where we contemplate in prayer all that is not quite right in the world and the times when we haven't got things quite right. We make a sign of the cross in ash on our forehead to remind us that it is now Lent, and we must think about how to make those things that we did wrong better. By thinking about these things, we can prepare for Good Friday when Jesus died, but also be ready for Easter when Jesus rose from the dead. And that's when we can break our fast and have Easter eggs. One way that we might think about the things we want to change is to give something up. And this is called fasting. And it helps us to think about what we have to be thankful for. And also, in missing those things, it helps us to think about how we made other people feel when we haven't got our actions right. My family and I usually go vegetarian, and then the money we save from not eating meat, we donate to the food bank to help us to help people in our community who might need a little bit of help right now. You can also take things up in Lent. Sometimes people like to start exercising more or eat healthier. Sometimes people might volunteer for charities. Sometimes people will read a book that will help them to think about how they can make the world a better place, or help them to pray and talk to God. They might read a book because sometimes we forget that God is closer to us than the air we breathe, and books about holy people, or what we think about God, that's called theology, can help us to remember that. Now, when we give something up or take something up, it doesn't have to be big. It can be a mini mission. I have something here to help us in our mini mission to think about making the world a better place this Lent. Now, if you don't have the pack, you can always use this video to help you make your own. There's lots of things in it that you and your grown-ups can do through Lent to help you get ready for Easter. For example, there is a page called Take Notice. Think about how the world is beautiful and draw a picture. You might like to send your picture in to the Llandaff Diocese competition too. You could also do your best to complete some mini missions. There are ideas in the pack, such as giving to a food bank, learning about serving and caring, learning about Easter, give positivity, or you could even think of some of your own. There's also a journal to help you contemplate, to help you think about what makes you you and those things that you are grateful for. Also, you can make a list about what is great about your friends and what is great about you. Because let's be honest, you are awesome. And as you come to the end of Lent, you might like to do an exercise like we did at the start of this assembly and think about your mini missions and anything you learned from them. If you like, you could also write a prayer about them. And please do share your pictures, prayers and mini missions with us, as we can't wait to hear and see them. Now, it's time for me to go. But before I go, let's say a prayer. If you don't want to pray the prayer that I'm about to say, why don't you close your eyes and think of somebody who has been really kind to you today? Then imagine thanking them if you see them later, and why not thank them in person? So let's close our eyes and take a slow, deep breath in and then breathe out slowly. Our God, you have made us a beautiful world. In our world, we have wonderful plants and animals, the seas and forests to play in. You have also given us people in our lives who love us and help us. Sometimes we don't get things right, and we might say or do things that can hurt people or damage the world around us. As we start Lent, help us to be thankful for all the wonderful things in our lives and to think about our own mini mission to make our little bits of the world a better place. Amen. Well, thank you for joining me today for our assembly, and I really do look forward to seeing all of your prayers and pictures and mini missions. Don't forget to use the hashtag mini mission on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We really can't wait to see them all. Whatever you're doing today, have a lovely day. Bye!